Hey guys, GK right here. Hey guys, GK right here. Today I'm recording the last chapter of Napoleon Hill, and this is a very big chapter, and I'm going to do intro today, and next 6 days I'm going to cover different parts. So this chapter is called fucking fear, without F word. But why do I really like this chapter? Because it's a fundamental for any kind of success in life. So Napoleon talks about that the fear doesn't exist. It's logical. We're creating by not being brave enough, not have enough encouragement to do that, to do some kind of thing in life. And when we don't have some kind of encouragement in ourselves and belief in ourselves, and our environment where people don't push us to do something, then we doubt ourselves. And these fucking three combination, doubt yourself, one, lack of encouragement, and the fear, those three are just great combination to create a cancer, which will destroy your life, limit your life from your fullest potential. And we need to kill that cancer. But if we want to kill the cancer, we need to learn these cancer pretty well. And because this cancer is our subconscious mind, we need to know everything about these cancer. Everything. As we need to learn the cancer as good as we know ourselves. All the advantages and disadvantages so that we attack on the viral spot and we kill it for good. So we have 6 fears. Small intro. First is the fear of poverty. Why we are afraid to be poor? The reason is our mind is not ready for 21st century because time changed so fast. So we have these old limiting beliefs and old survival mechanisms. So if you're poor, you will die. I mean, these days is pretty valid as well, but not as it was back in the days, right? If you don't have money, if you don't have any kind of food or any kind of power, like at all, you will die by being broke. But these days, I'm not saying like it's not that valid, but the thing is, even you're absolute broke, government gives you some kind of money. It gives you some kind of money, so you won't really die. I mean, you'll be poor, limited in the clothes and everything, right? But it's not as bad as it was, back in the days. Plus, imagine back of the days, even you're working every day, 5, 6, 7 days a week, every day, 5, 6 hours. Okay, let's take an example like villagers, right? They're working on different kind of like work, right? They work on the trees. They're like not on the trees, but like they're working on the plant. They're working like physically so that they can seed something, and if the weather is not going to be the worst weather, they can gain, right? They can gain food. But these thing is that so they work all the time, 24/7, all the time, like the villagers, the farmers, right? All the time. But if things are going bad, they're getting they're getting no food, no money, and they're just fucked up. Yeah, they work so hard, but they have no food. And that was happening back in the days. But these days, you just need to work just 8 hours a day, 9 or 8 hours a day, 5 times a week, and you won't die. You won't die. You will live. You will definitely live. And if you're good at that, you will live pretty good. 9 to 5, right? And if you're that kind of sick person that you work every day, you're an entrepreneur, you work 10 hours, 12 hours a day, just like doctors, like 100 hours a week or 80 hours a week, you will get better results and you will have a better life. It's about how efficient you work. And these days you have all the resources, and okay, never mind, I'm going to go deeper later. So it's overrated. This fear is overrated. The second one is the fear of getting criticized. It's a pretty decent one, because if you say, for example, the back of the day, like a few centuries ago, that I've discovered that Earth is not a flat. It's just it has a different form. Not just even different form. It's not a flat. Okay, buddy, we're gonna burn you. Yep, that's how it was. So we have this fear of getting criticized because if someone doesn't like you in the village, they will kill you. So that fear is pretty stuck in our subconscious mind, so that we are good followers. Like say yes to everything. But time change. We need to change that beliefs as well, and that's why people who are older they have more these limiting beliefs than the young generation who like have a different beliefs. Okay, next one. Let me take some see my notes. Sorry. The next one is the fear of getting sick. Pretty obvious. Thousands and thousands of years, we had no medicine. We had some kind of the alternatives, but not decent one as we have these days. And people die. Hundreds and millions of people die all the time with different kind of like chickenpox or any kind of like small diseases these days, right? Not even like a big one, right? But people still die by cancer, by genetic disorders. They still die. So I'm not saying that it's absolute. This fear is absolute like the BS, but it's still overrated because people don't die that fast as it used to be. So the next one is fear of losing your loved ones, and people still die. Yep, we die all the time, people. Humans, we die, but not as fast as in past. No, we don't really die that fast. Like average people live like 50 years, right? Like back of a day, like a few centuries ago, the average was like 30 or 20. I don't really do research, but I know one thing for sure is that when like 20,000 years ago, the average age of the life was for males 18 years. So I'm not saying that we're just in that era, but we need to know that we have 50 years at least, okay? Just like generally speaking, average, we have 50 years to live, or 60. You have a tons of time. Why are you afraid to die? Okay? And yeah, I know accident happens all the time, but it's more obvious to have a belief that your loved ones won't die, because most likely they won't die. They can possibly die, yes, but not as a default, right? Because maybe your enemy will attack you, or even your neighbor, right? There's some crimes going on in countries all the time, but not as used to be. So you have to like chill a little bit. That's what I'm saying. So still overrated. And two, the fear of getting old and fear of death. So getting old. If we're getting old, and you will, hopefully, there's no reason to be afraid, because medicine goes up all the time, and you're not even losing your beauty. Yeah, you're not even using your beauty. And yeah, you're closer to die. Yep, pretty obvious. You're closer to die, but that's the main reason why we're afraid of a lot of things. Just fear of death. And that's like the last one. Yeah, we're afraid to die. Yep, we are afraid to die. And the people who made their biggest impact on the world are the people who were afraid to die but still do anyways. So the encouragement and bravement level was high. So those guys were afraid, but they still do it. You can even take anyone in your mind. You have some kind of like idol, or you respect those individual. Those people were afraid to die, but they were doing anyways. And that's the difference. That's the big difference between successful people and not successful people. Those guys are afraid to die both, but they respond different way. Like average people, just like myself, I'm not that level yet. When you see some kind of opportunity that you will die, you will avoid it. But these badass successful people don't see that thing that way. They see, okay, if I'm gonna do that, is that gonna take my life purpose to the next level if I succeed? If the answer is yes, they go do it. Right now I have a picture of David IV, the greatest king of Georgia. The guy was afraid to die, but don't give a damn. Oh, they have 200,000 soldiers in our enemy. Oh, okay, we have 40,000. Okay, let's fucking do it. Let's kill them all. fucking badass guy. So I mean, that's a big difference. That's a big difference between being an average and being a successful masculine individual. So I will record every fear tomorrow, the next day, after tomorrow, 6 days straight, each fear, and let's fucking do it. I'm gonna see you tomorrow.